Thank you for tuning in to another Spicy Toast video. Today we're going to be going over the top 3 builds for Annie. If you enjoy this type of video, please like and subscribe, and let's jump into it. To start things off, we'll be going over the basic Annie build. So this is if your Annie wants to just sit on the board, you're going to play her relatively normally with her deck and just focus on what she already is good at. So we have Archangel Staff, round start, refill your spell mana. Luden's Tempest, all of your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage, and then Banshee's Veil, Spell Shield. So, Annie, you have a lot of spells. She's going to be on the board for hopefully the entire game. So every single round, you're going to be benefiting from that Archangel Staff. Luden's Tempest, Annie already scales with all of your spells and skills dealing more damage. So further enhancing that can be very good. And then Spell Shield, she's going to be on the board throughout the whole game. You want to be able to protect her, so having that extra protection with the Spell Shield is quite nice. If you had another Ludens and you didn't want the extra protection, you could just go with another Ludens and then be pretty good with that. But this is just your basic go-to Annie build if you just want to play Annie, how she was kind of meant to be played, how she was initially designed. This would be a great build for that. Next up for our builds, we have a Guardian's Orb build. So you get Gale Force, which gives you Scout, Round, and Recall Me. This is mostly just for the recall. You get Guardian's Orb. When I'm summoned, grant epic items to 3 random cards in your deck. And ideally, you'd want to have 2 Guardian's Orbs. I unfortunately only have 1, so in that 3rd slot, I put in a Ludens. But if you have a second Guardian's Orb, this is where you'd want to slot it. And so the point of this is you're playing Annie every single round, and then at the end of the round she's getting recalled. Because she's such a low-cost champion, you can play her every single round without an issue, and then even if she dies, you're going to be stacking Annie throughout the entire game. So if someone kills her, you'll normally have more than 1 in hand, and you can just play another one, and you're just putting tons of epic items on your entire deck and using that to win the game. Can be quite fun to play. Does have a bit more of a randomness as you're not sure what you're going to get, but can be a very interesting and different play style, really utilizing the recall aspect of the Gale Force as well as the Guardian Orb to just insanely buff up your entire deck. Lastly, and my new personal favorite, is the Dreadwave Annie build. So you're using Gale Force again, but this time with the Dreadwave Chase Gun. You can either put 2 of these in, or just slot 1 with the Ludens, as the Ludens will still increase the damage of the Chase Gun. This works very well because Annie already has, based on her star powers, increased damage to all your spells and skills. So every round, when you're summoning Annie, you're creating 4 or 2 warning shots in hand. The warning shots are a 0-cost burst, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. So you're able to do massive amount of damage straight to the nexus every single round with Annie. It is quite fun to play, very strong. I actually set a new record for my Galio clears. I was able to clear Galio in 16 minutes just using this build for the very first time. Very strong, very fun. It plays very different than you would normally do with Annie. You're no longer really focused on really any of your cards. You're just trying to get blockers up, and then you're playing Annie every single round, and you're normally winning within the first couple rounds. Very fun. Definitely try it out if you have a Gale Force and a Chase Gun. One thing to note is you can fill up your hand very fast. So you need to be careful of that so that your chase guns are actually getting put in your hand. You're not overcapping. So that is something to be aware of. You can just go with 1 chase gun and a Ludens if you would like. I prefer the double chase guns, but also running this with a Ludens would be perfectly acceptable. So this is my favorite Annie build going forward, but definitely let me know down below if you like these builds, if you've tried them out before, or if there's a different Annie build that you think works better for her. Love to hear you guys' feedback. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching that video. We're putting out daily content for Path of Champions, so if that interests you, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment down below. We're just starting out here on YouTube, trying to grow the channel, so any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and have a great day.